Y'all ain't seeing me. Y'all ain't seeing me. Ooh, where'd I go? I'm not here. Oh.
50 told you about the magic stick. Come on, lean on me.
I got a cute face, chubby waist, thick legs in shape, rump shaking both ways, make you do a double take.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Quayla Eunique, and I'm here with another freaking video. Today is going to be another story time. So this story time is about the time that I fractured my arm. Silence. Moment over. So this story starts when I was at my cousin's house, whatever. She has one of those really high beds, okay? Like, keep that in mind. So I wasn't really feeling too well. Like, my allergies, when my allergies kick in, they get really bad. They was giving me COVID-19 vibes. I wasn't liking that. So she gave me some allergy medicine, whatever. And she had this little end table or dresser, whatever you want to call it, near her bed. Her bed's here, the dresser's here. So I put my phone on top of it and get into bed and go my butt to sleep. Someone calls me, so I'm trying to reach over to get the phone. You ever had those dreams to where you could feel yourself falling, but you can't stop yourself from falling? You wake up and it's like you jump because you felt like you fell. Well, yeah. When I was reaching, I knew I was going to fall. Like, I felt myself falling. I still to this day feel like her dog type pushed me out the bed. Just was like, boop. But we're not even going to get into that.
What? No.
But, yeah, so I'm trying to get my phone because why, I don't know. And next thing I know, I was on the floor. All I remember was I was just laying there with my eyes was open, but it was like I blacked out for a moment or I was in shock. And my cousin said that when she was like, Kayla, all I heard was this big boom. And I jumped up and looked on my wall because she has her TV mounted on her wall. She thought her TV fell. She said, I looked on the wall, my TV was still there. I looked next to me, you wasn't there. So, she gets up, turn on the light. She said, I turned on the light, all I see was your feet at the end of the bed. Like, you ever watch Wizard of Oz where the house falls down and all you see is the feet? That was me at that moment. So, first of all, she started laughing. She ain't say, Kayla, get up, are you? She started laughing first. First thing first, she started cracking the fudge up.
Got him!
She was cracking the fudge up. So, then she goes, oh, I'm sorry, Kayla, are you okay? And then that's when I tried to get up. And all up here was moving. I could move this, but all of this was not moving. That right there and then is when I knew that something was wrong.
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Mind you, I've never broken anything, fractured anything. The most I did was twisted an ankle or something. And I'm very clumsy. I could just be standing up and just drop out of nowhere. So I finally start trying to move, and that's when I start feeling the pain start coming in. And I'm just like, oh, baby, no. So I finally get up, and I get my arm on her bed. Mind you, her bed is high. So my arm's on her bed, and I'm just like, hyperventilating. And she's like, you didn't break no bone. Because if you broke a bone, you would have been screaming right now. Like, you would have been screaming and crying. Nobody would have been able to tell you to calm down or tell you to, like, stop you or anything. Because she had broken a bone before. So she knows what this feels like. So I'm listening to her. Like, oh, okay. But then I started getting a little woozy. Like, I felt like I was going to pass out. And you know how on the beds, how the wooden part is like, I don't know. It is this wooden part that was right there on the bed. And I'm just thinking to myself, sis, you already fell out the bed. If you pass out and bang your head on this wooden part, you're done for. So I'm just telling her, like, give me water. Give me water. I just was hyperventilating like crazy. I felt like I was about to pass out. But she gets me some water. And then I can't even really drink the water. Like, I'm trying to drink the water, but it's like, I'm just like... I felt like my mouth was numb or something. So she's just standing there looking at me like, duh. And then she's like, are you good? And I was like, I finally like calmed down. I'm like, yeah, I think so. Well, when I was hyperventilating, she kept asking me, like, do you want to go to the hospital? One minute I'm saying yeah, the next minute I'm saying no, then I'm saying yeah, then I'm saying no. And she's like, if you want to go to the hospital, you have to put your pants on. Like, I had some shorts on, and I had on a tank top. She was like, not even a tank top, a spaghetti strap. Is that called a spaghetti strap? Spaghetti, whatever. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to get my clothes on with my arm hurting this bad. So I'm telling her, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. But then when I move a little bit more, the pain started hurting again. I'm like, yeah, call the ambulance, sis. She's like, I'm not calling nobody until you get up and get your stuff on. So I was like, forget that. Don't call them. I finally get up. I go into the bathroom. Mind you, when I'm walking into the bathroom, I bump my arm mad hard on the thing of the bathroom. Like when you're walking in, bump it. I told you I'm clumsy. Like I'm clumsy for no reason. That hurted like hell. And then I'm thinking like, okay, maybe I just twisted my arm. This is what was going through my mind. I either twisted my arm or maybe I popped it out of place. But then I'm like, no, if I popped it out of place, it would have been up here. I wouldn't have been able to move that. All my pain is all right here. So I get into the bathroom and I sit down to use the bathroom. I had to pee. And my arm, this is my leg. My arm is on top of my leg and my arm's just steady like this. And I'm like telling my brain to put my arm back and it just kept going. So I grabbed my thumb like this and put it back on top of my leg. Because listen, when it was moving, if that junk would have just dropped down like that, yeah, no way. So afterwards, I'm getting up and I turn the shower on. I'm trying to put my arm into the shower, make sure like, oh, maybe this heat will help it or whatever. First of all, I turned the shower on and I put it on steaming hot and burnt my arm. Because I'm clumsy. Like, all of this was... I can't even talk right now because thinking about the stuff that I did is aggravating me. Anyways, I end up going back inside the room and I'm laying down and I'm like laying with my arm on top of my leg. So I'm laying sideways. I was tired. I said, sis going back to sleep, period. Like I'm going back to sleep. It was like, what time was it? 12 or something in the morning. I went back to sleep. Then I fell back to sleep. Woke back up around 6 because my arm was hurting me. Like, I guess it slipped down a little bit and all that, it got me up real quick. So that's when I decided I'm getting my butt in the shower. So I go in the shower. Taking off my clothes and stuff was horrifying. Like, it was the worst pain ever. You never realize the bones you use until you break one. Like, you don't realize it. Me sneezing, feel all of that. Me moving one part of my body, feel all of that in this part of it. Like, it was just, it just wasn't, it wasn't nice. It wasn't nice at all. So I finally get into the shower and I'm standing there and I'm running this hot water on my arm and everything. It's feeling good because, you know, I'm thinking with me, when something aches, I'll run hot water on. So I finally get out and it takes me like 2 days to freaking get dressed.
2 days later.
I'm just in, like, my arm was just stiff. Like, I ain't want to do anything. I had to keep walking around like this, and I finally got myself to, like, put my arm to my side. That was so painful. But I didn't cry through any of this. Like, that's what I was surprised about, because I don't like pain whatsoever. So then I go back into the room and go back to sleep. And then wake back up at around 9 o'clock, and me and my cousin go in the living room. And I'm sitting there, like, my arm was still hurting, but it wasn't as bad as it was prior to when I fell. Because, you know, when you first hurt it, it's always going to be worse than how it's going to feel later. So I'm still sitting there, and I'm just rubbing my arm, and it just was painful. So she looks at me, she's like, do you want me to call the ambulance? Do your arm feel any better? I'm like, no, it doesn't. They can feel a little better, but it's still, yeah, call the ambulance. So she calls the ambulance, we go outside, they pull right up real fast. I get in, and the ladies there is like, I don't think you broke anything, because if you did, you would be crying. I said, that's what my cousin said. She was like, we have grown men in here that break something, they be screaming on the top of their lungs. So if you broke something, I'll be very surprised. We get to the hospital, they take an x-ray, and it so happens that I did. I fractured my arm. My bone was like this. Like, it wasn't all the way off. It was like take a chicken bone and crack it in half, but don't let it go all the way. That's my arm. And this happened, it's December now. This happened October 21st, because it happened a month and a day after my birthday. Thank God it didn't happen on my birthday. But I was really mad, because I'm like, dang, why this got to happen somewhere else? Like, this happened for me falling off a bed. How embarrassing. So when they took the x-ray and stuff, the lady really tried me. Like, sis really tried it. She talking about are you sure that you fell off of a bed? Because I never heard anything like that.
Bro, what are you talking about?
What? I said, if anybody did this to me, they would be in this hospital with me. The only difference is they would be sitting there trying to get their life. Like, you think that I'm just going to let somebody beat up on me or break my arm and I'm just sitting here all calm, cool, and collected, and they just living there married? No, it's not happening. Period! So then I leave out and I'm talking to the nurse, and I tell her what she said. And she was like, she really just tried you. I said, right. So then that's when they tell me, like, oh, my whole thing is, please, 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 don't tell me that I have to get any type of surgery. Don't. I don't want, no. No, baby, no. It's not happening. Thankfully, Jesus Christ was on my side, and I didn't have to get any surgery. I just had to go to therapy and all of that. But I had to wear this, first they wrapped my arm. Then after I went to my therapy, they had told me that I had to wear this cast. So when I got that, my arm was feeling way better. It was way better than that wrap. That wrap was mad itchy. I couldn't take the wrap off at all. I had to have that wrap on for like, 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm just like, my arm itched like crazy. I can't wash this arm, nothing. Like, is y'all crazy? Like, is y'all bugging? Please tell me something. Like, my arm was so bruised up when he took it off. Because I was finding ways to scratch and all of this stuff. It's just, yeah. And my hand had swelled up really, really bad. Like, this whole arm swelled up and my hand was swollen. It was like horrible. Like, you know, that's so Raven when she ate that mushroom off of that episode and her face and everything swelled up. That's what my hands looked like. Okay? It was not cute at all. Still have to wear my cast, but I can move my arm way better. Ooh, 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 ooh. I can move my arm way better. Ooh, 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 ooh. Robot, robot, robot on it.
50 told you about the magic stick. Come on, lean on me.
Y'all ain't see me. Y'all ain't see me. Ooh, where'd I go? I'm not here. Oh. But yes, that's what happened. And thank you for listening. See you later. Make sure y'all comment. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that bell for notifications. And share it to your mama, your grandma, your grandpa, your uncle, everybody, your side nigga, your side chick, all of them. Y'all should be loyal, but that ain't my business.
I got a cute face, chubby waist, thick legs in shape, rump shaking both ways, make you do a double take.